Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be taking a look at making this kind of virus-esque glassy sound. Okay, so I'm just going to play a clip so you can hear it in context and then we'll dive in. Okay, so the sound I'm talking about is this one. Okay, so the first step to making this type of glassy sound, we need vital, and I'm just gonna put one big long note. Okay, and we're gonna go with a arpeggiator. I'm gonna set it to 16ths. You can deal with the notes any way you like. I'm just gonna do this purely to show it off. I'm gonna go for a 10% gate. So now we should just have saw buzzing. Cool. Okay, so the sort of backbone of this type of sound starts with a sine wave. You can use other waves if you like, particularly these sort of squarified sines can make some nice stuff. But we're going to stick with this pure sine wave. We're going to set the unison up. You can use as many voices as you like. It's just going to kind of change how complex it is. I really like it at 9 voices. And we're going to set the unison to 100% and set the power or the sort of unison offset to 0. Okay, so every voice will be an equal amount of pitch away from each other. Okay, then we need to pop into the advanced tab. Just going to put a high res wavetable for the sake of it. Going to turn the stereo unison off. Going to turn the detune range all the way up. We should now have a kind of bell-like sound. If I just turn it off for the moment. Okay, cool. So let's put back over to the voice tab and just resynthesize. I'm going to use oscillator 2, resynthesize, preset to wavetable. You should now have this same bell-like tone. Okay, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is just pitch it down an octave. Going to go with the inharmonic stretch mode, and I'm going to use the sample and hold frozen, so it's going to just be random every time you use a new note on the inharmonic. You could use velocity for this if you like. It's up to you. Okay, so now we should have cool. So if we put the arpeggiator on, we're already sort of in the right ballpark. Okay, so before we continue, we also just need to do a little bit of editing to this waveform. So we don't need the fundamental, so let's just get rid of that altogether. Frequency filter, high pass, cutoff, set it to 1, and set the shape to 0. Okay, and that'll just snip off the fundamental. Okay, so let's give it tiny bit of attack, maybe like 5 milliseconds, just so it's slightly less aggressive on the ear. And I'm going to leave the decay and sustain alone, so that if I want to have long notes, I can. And with the release, probably set it to like around that 70 or so milliseconds, and then we're going to use the random modulator for about 100, maybe 150 milliseconds. Cool. Right, so now let's go and get a triangle wave. Here we go. Let's turn the level all the way down. turn the pitch down an octave, and let's go FM from oscillator 3. Set it to 0. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a macro so I can control this myself. And I only want it to go up to about 10%, so we can go 0.1. And now we can play it and move this macro around to find the point where we like it best. Okay, that sounds good to me there. Gonna add some random panning. So again, sample and hold, freeze mode, pan. Gonna go change the value from 1 to 1.2, and I'm going to make it bipolar, so it just goes from side to side. Okay, and also just as a sort of mix thing really, let's use the same modulator on the level and set the value to -0.1. Okay, and then pop into the matrix and then just draw a shape like this. So what this is doing is it just means that whenever the panning is happening, so if the pan is going off to the left or the pan is going off to the right, the level is being turned down. So one, it sounds kind of cool because it gives a bit of dynamics to the sound, but also it stops the sound from peaking when it goes from left to right. It's quite convenient in terms of the mix. Okay, so let's just hear that again. Cool. Let's get some EQ, just snip off some of this low stuff going on. High cut, set it to about, maybe even as low as 7K, and just, because some of the higher stuff can be quite aggressive in here. It really is up to you how you EQ it though. Okay, and then let's get a delay, and because we've already got panning in the sound, I would rather use stereo over ping pong, and then filter it a little bit. Bit more feedback. And let's set one side to be dotted. Let's fix this level a bit. It's a bit quiet. Let's set it to about 0.25. Maybe a bit louder than that even. Okay, pretty cool sound. To take things further, you can also try playing around with different pitches, different octaves, whatever, for the modulator. It can get particularly interesting. Cool, so hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. And otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.